Om Bhurбhuvassuvaham Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. Namaste everyone, so we continue our videos on Yogananda's commentaries on New Testament and Bhagavad Gita. And it's interesting that ancient scriptures are seemingly quite different. I mean, Christian Bible and Vedic Bhagavad Gita. Many people even now, they may say about the huge difference between these two ancient scriptures, but really Yogananda point hidden oneness, because after all, religion essentially it's about quest for truth, God, self-inquiry, and later on any religion, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, Islamic, whatever, any religion become part of the social system and then losing original meaning. In this video we continue discuss chapter 75. Actually, it's the last chapter in Yogananda's book on New Testament, his commentaries to the stories and philosophy of Jesus, and that's about crucifixion and resurrection. The most interesting and most mysterious part of the Christian Bible. Well, according to the Kriya Yoga tradition, we can't say that Jesus actually died on cross, but he went through the process of huge spiritual transformation. So let us continue to read actually how Yogananda explaining all that interesting process. We have three bodies: physical, astral, and causal body. That's actually the knowledge of Kriya Yoga tradition. In Sanskrit, physical body is sthula shariram. Astral body we call in Sanskrit sukshma shariram, and causal body is karana shariram. So we have three bodies, and they correlated with the three states through which each human being go through every day. And daytime right now, that's your physical body is active, and you experience activation of your physical body, if you wish. We can put it in such a way. Whatever dreams you see in the night, that's your astral body, and that's not just the world of fantasy, it's actual experience of the astral body. And a deep sleep is normally scientists they can't even notice dreams there in a deep dream state. That's a reason why by mistake they call it a dreamless state, but really there are dreams even there, but they are just totally different. In a deep dream we experience formless reality of pure information and light. Better to say actually pure informational streams, and it's absolutely formless. That's the reason why it's difficult for the non-meditation people, non-practitioners, to notice whatever in a deep dream state. But that's very important that we have dreams even there, and they are actually about active role of causal body, the most subtle body of information. Well, in the Yogananda explaining to us this process of highest enlightenment of Jesus, which happened on the cross itself, exactly that he experienced liberation on all three levels. Which is on the level of causal body, the most subtle body of information, then astral body, and finally even physical body. And this highest level of spiritual enlightenment we call in Sanskrit as the Shiva Svarupa Samadhi, the top level God realization, which includes transformation even physical body, and that is physical immortality. And Yogananda explaining all this extremely rare and a very special process as a liberation of three bodies. And of course for Kriya Yoga, especially important Ajna Chakra, the energy center in the midbrain. Okay, if we ask such a strange and in a way classical for the meditation traditions question, actually, who is meditating? And of course you may say, okay, I am meditating, and naturally the next question going to be who you are or who am I. But okay, let us come back to the question, who is meditating or what is meditating. And we have a number of answers, and one of them is that exactly Ajna Chakra, and the location of Ajna Chakra is not between eyebrows, nothing happened actually here, but real location is midbrain. In that midbrain area, that is the proper place for the Ajna Chakra. That Ajna Chakra, which is a place for your personal consciousness, for your experience of witnessing, and that personal consciousness in Ajna Chakra, exactly that is the one who is practicing meditation. That is the one who is in the process of eternal quest for the truth. And it means to awake, to open this midbrain area is a especially important job for the meditation of Kriya Yoga. And in Yogananda's commentaries to the New Testament, if you really point that it's extremely important to experience and exactly when you start to see and experience bright light and bliss, and then you contemplate this light and experience this bliss in Ajna Chakra, in the midbrain, then you step by step may realize that really you are not contemplating this light as some outside object, or experience this bliss as something more or less outside kind of things, but really you are that light, because light is the form of consciousness, and you are that consciousness. Okay, if we put it in a more practical way, okay, there are many kinds of meditation, of course, and we are speaking about Kriya Yoga meditation because we are speaking about Yogananda. Well, I myself practice Kriya Yoga meditation for many years and teach people Kriya Yoga meditation, and I was fortunate to learn this wonderful system from my personal guru, whose name was Yogi Ramek, and Yogi Ramek was a direct disciple of Mahavatar Babaji. And you know, this mid-brain area and ability to see light in that Ajna Chakra center is extremely important. And I know that some of the practitioners are able more or less easily to see subtle world and to see divine light, and for some people it's slightly difficult, and actually it's important to learn to see subtle objects while practicing meditation, and especially important to see light. And in a Kriya Yoga meditation, we are not asking practitioners, to see some gods or angels, not the point, but to see chakras and energy channels as the light. This is quite essential. The most important form of the consciousness is light. Actually, Vedic and Buddhist scriptures, and there are many references in the Christian Bible about this as well, that God is light. Of course, God is love, but God is light, and this ability to see and experience divine light is extremely important. And Yogananda is telling in his book a wonderful kind of message that no great master, including Jesus and Buddha and other masters, experience highest enlightenment unless they came to the point of awakening of the Ajna Chakra in the area of mid-brain. Okay, not only Yogananda is speaking about medulla oblongata, so this also a very important part of the brain. And some Kriya Yoga masters, they're mentioning about pituitary or pineal body, and basically there is not any contradiction in that. Important is that this area of the midbrain, including pituitary and medulla oblongata, is exactly the area of that mysterious cave. And in ancient oral tradition, meditation oral tradition, masters could call it as the cave, mysterious cave. In Sanskrit it's a guha. Guha means cave. And actually to go to Himalayas and stay in Himalayan cave, according to the Kriya Yoga oral tradition, it doesn't mean that you are physically go to Himalayas, which is nice of course, but the hidden essential meaning of the pilgrimage to Himalayas and staying in Himalayan cave is exactly, so it means that you meditate on the midbrain, which is also as the Himalayan cave. Because Yogananda himself was highly advanced meditation practitioner, saint and sage himself, so he could penetrate with the help of his clairvoyance, and so he could penetrate to the space and time and see and understand what actually happened in the inner world of Jesus at that moment of so-called crucifixion and resurrection. And it's very interesting that according to the Kriya Yoga and the Tantric tradition and even Tibetan Buddhist tradition, the highest level of enlightenment includes actually transformation of the physical body as well, and achieving of a so-called rainbow body, There are many Sanskrit terms, words which are describing this highest level of God realization, which includes, as we mentioned, transformation of the physical body and physical immortality. Okay, can we believe, can we trust, can we even theoretically suppose that this level of self-realization is possible? Okay, our experience, our daily experience goes slightly against this concept. Okay, people are dying, our friends, relatives, just people next door, and nobody achieving physical immortality. But if that okay never happen just in your family or next door, maybe it doesn't mean that this is just impossible. And the history of religion and the history of esoteric tradition actually gives us a lot of plenty of examples when highly advanced yogis, mystics, sages of the past, they really reached that highest level. For example, Mahatma Babaji himself, the greatest Mahatma Guru from Himalayas, and we have a lot of information about Gorakhnath Babaji, Nagaraj Babaji, okay, Padmasambhava, Prahivajra. So, you know, I'm just mentioning names of the saints and yogis who years and centuries and millenniums before Jesus, they also experienced this physical immortality. Of course, my Guru Yogi Rama, who himself was a direct disciple of Mahatma Babaji, he told me that, yeah, obviously physical immortality cannot be goal of okay, spiritual evolution. The goal is self-inquiry, to awake divine consciousness in your heart, to realize this essential identity with the divine consciousness, oneness with the divine consciousness, with the source, spirit, whatever way you wish to call this. Of course, in the Biblic tradition, we call it God, Lord God, but at the same time, we may say, okay, absolute consciousness, the source, cosmic spirit, etc. And this oneness with true self is the goal of spiritual evolution and meditation. But on the top level of this self-realization, as if you wish, as the byproduct of this highest realization, physical immortality also happen. Your physical body essentially is energy, and energy is immortal. That's very simple concept and the formula for the physical immortality. Of course, to put all that into reality, to put all that into practice, you have to experience really highest enlightenment. But you know, diseases, illness, old age and death are not natural. All of them are a result of ignorance. That's very strange philosophy which is far away from our day-to-day experience. That's really outside of our box. When Jesus come out of his tomb and met Mary Magdalene, later on other disciples, including Peter, John, etc. So actually he was not just the one who came back from death to life. he was in a totally new state of consciousness, according to Yogananda's explanation actually of this process. And Jesus was in a new golden immortal physical body. So it means that's really important for us as meditation practitioners, that Jesus was also example of the highest level of Shiva Svarupa Samadhi enlightenment, which is a total complete transformation of all three bodies, including not only two subtle bodies like causal body of information and astral body of energy, but also physical body as well. So that's like when we breathe in, we symbolically goes up above to the Lord, to the Supreme Consciousness, but complete spiritual process. It includes, okay, again, symbolical breathing out, and it means descending of this grace to to all levels of our existence, including physical matter. So that's the last victory, which is a victory over physical death as well. So let me complete my video for today. I'm sure that we in the future we're going to continue our discussions on based actually on Yogananda's books, commentaries to the New Testament and Bhagavad Gita, and I'm sure that ancient scriptures are still modern even now and very useful for us as the spiritual practitioners, and but just the question is how deep we are able to understand the meaning of all that extremely ancient scriptures. And of course Yogananda is extremely helpful and beneficial for us, because with the help of his highest understanding of the New Testament and the Bhagavad Gita, we can come to know about totally different dimension of spiritual evolution. So God bless you. See you next time.